Western-made battle tanks have officially been pledged to Ukraine. But have the intense negotiations over sending them exposed cracks in the Western alliance?
We are united.
Here's a look at what led to the major announcements from Germany and the US and the diplomatic challenges that lie ahead. In mid-January, the UK became the first Western nation to send Ukraine main battle tanks, the Challenger 2. That quickly ramped up pressure on Germany, which makes the Leopard 2.
Hundreds of thank you are not hundreds of tanks.
Leopards, or Leos, are some of the most advanced tanks in the world. They run on diesel, and analysts say they're easier to operate than some of the big US tanks. Leos are widely held by Germany's allies, and some of those countries signaled they wanted to send their tanks to Ukraine. But Berlin was concerned about drawing Russia into a broader European conflict, and it said it wouldn't allow those countries to send their German-made tanks to Ukraine unless the United States agreed to send their own main battle tanks, the M1 Abrams. That stance frustrated some European allies, especially those close to the front lines.
Niemcy zwlekają, kluczą, działają w trudny do zrozumienia sposób.
And the Pentagon, which had already given Ukraine Bradley fighting vehicles, initially opposed sending the Abrams.
The Abrams is a powerful system, there's no doubt about it. It's also very expensive to operate, very expensive to fuel, very expensive to maintain, and it requires a lot of training.
But after days of intense diplomacy, the US reversed course and agreed to send the Abrams tanks in a package deal that helped unlock a supply of Leos. So Ukraine got the tanks. Why does all of this matter? On one hand, the tanks mark a big step up in Western aid and a symbolic victory for Ukraine. On the other hand, you could say there were cracks beneath the armor. For days, the diplomatic scramble threatened the unity of the Western alliance, something my colleague Gordon Lubold has been reporting on. You were just in Germany. What were leaders saying, and what are some of the frustrations they're expressing?
The U.S. was saying publicly, but more so privately, that you guys are, if not more so, have a lot of skin in this fight. You're right there on the border. You don't have to wait for us.
The whole saga reinforced the notion that Europe is staying in Washington's shadow when it comes to a war on its own continent. Some allies, like the UK, Poland, and Estonia, believe Europe can't afford to hide behind Washington anymore. But analysts and officials say that Germany's standoff over tanks just made Europe's response to the war even more dependent on the US.
Almost in every case where the Europeans have made a decision to deploy a certain kind of weaponry or material, it comes only after the US has made a countering decision.
So, what challenges lie ahead for the West? European leaders are under pressure to ensure that the war doesn't spill out of Ukraine and ultimately land on their doorsteps. But as they boost military spending, some are facing backlash at home as they try to rein in social programs. And US politics are also a concern. Divisions between the Biden administration and the Republican-controlled House could jeopardize future funding. Currently authorized funds expire on September 30th. Plus, with the 2024 election around the corner, there are fears that the political will to fund Ukraine could slide.
Most advocates for supporting Ukraine are like, do as much as you can right now, do it yesterday.